Welcome to the second episode of Series 81, everyone. This month we are covering Shadowdark with designer Kelsey Dionne, and Amelia is back with us in the studio for this one. But before we get to that, we do have some important calls to action coming up after the show, so here is what to expect. Lex from the Gamewoven podcast is still in need of your help. The fundraiser is at 90% of its goal right now. There is also a Kickstarter going on for a small game called Flaps from the folks over at Roleplay Retcon. And on top of that, the folks over at System Mastery have their new sticker book still available. In addition to all of that, we'll be having our normal Patreon information as well as our patron thank yous after the show. All of the links will also be in the show notes, so check it out if you are able to. With all of that out of the way, enjoy the show, everyone. Last episode of Character Creation Cast, we learned about Shadowdark from designer Kelsey Dionne, and we're just about to dive into character creation. We're picking up right where we left off last time. Enjoy.
All right.
Well, are we ready to make some people then?
Let's make some people.
All right, Kelsey, Shadowdark person creation. What do we need to do first?
So very first, we should decide what level character we're going to make, which if I were to make a recommendation, we should probably start at 1 because that's where most people start.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's probably
that is
of
like
note.
The first
you can
number.
start at 0th level in this game, built in from the start.
Indeed, you can. It is 0 level is interesting in that you don't have as many character features, including central things like a class. So if you want to play sort of classic style Shadowdark, I would recommend 1. But if you want to play like a meat grinder style game, then starting at 0 is actually what you would choose. And then whoever survives your little pack of 0 levels becomes your first level character.
Yeah. That's kind
We'll
of a lot
pretend
of
we
fun,
survived
but-
already.
Yes.
So-
All right.
It does sound good. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, so first level, that should be fine.
Start at
First level.
Makes sense.
And I'm pulling all of this from page 14 of the core rules, where it gives you kind of like what you're going to need to make your first level character. And we just have to go down the line. So
Oh, wonderful.
the first thing we'll need to do is roll stats, which is our 6 attributes from classic D&D that define the details of our character. And to do so, you would need 3 6-sided dice, 3d6.
Sure.
And you do the classic down the line as Crom intended, where you roll 6 times in a row and assign the number as you roll.
That does
All right.
scratch the old school brain cells there.
It's,
I
you know
had
what,
to.
and especially like, because we don't ever play these characters, like that's the beauty of this show is that we make them and then we don't do anything with them. Ever.
Yes.
So like
So-
there's no consequences for this kind of stuff. So we get
Indeed.
to just really sometimes.
I do like this optional rule here. If none of your stats are 14 or higher, you can roll a new set of 6 numbers.
Yes. And I personally make use of that rule. It actually causes you to reroll your stats maybe like 1 in every 3 or 4 times, but it also ensures that you have a character that can do something. So I would recommend people leave that rule on by default. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's get moving here. We got the strength, dex, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, the classics.
All right. This
Yeah.
is,
I'm going to start rolling. And I would definitely
All
write
right.
these in pencil if you're writing, because your stats can change as a part of character creation.
Okay.
Let's roll.
Off the bat,
Woof.
13 strength.
This is, I got a 9 and then my dex is a 4.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Making a list of people who might make use of that optional rule. That one
So far-
is, a 6.
Oh, I also just rolled a 6.
Woo! It's fun to
for
have.
my constitution.
Same. So
Oh,
let's hope
no.
neither of us gets food poisoning.
I
Oh,
just-
man.
I just rolled a 6 for my intelligence.
Oh, no.
All right, my intelligence is I got 10. That's double digits, baby.
Uh-oh. That's another 6.
Are you approaching the 14 minimum?
I'm approaching the threshold. My highest is 13 in 2 different stats right now.
You might get to re-roll.
another?
Yes, I will. 13 for the charisma.
All
I
right,
have
so you
so
rolled a
far, I
counter.
have one number that's double digits, and it's a 10. That's it.
Oh,
Wow.
are you both? Because I rolled a 15 on my side. I actually got a 15 in my constitution.
I'm gonna get new dice, honestly, because this is another 6.
They're a curse.
So I
I
have
was
9,
using-
4, 6, 10, 9, 6.
Wow.
That's one of the
I
worst
had-
stat lines.
I was so close.
Yes, and it's recorded for posterity.
Uh-huh.
Ryan,
so good.
I don't
I've
know
got-
about these dice you got me. I don't
Hey.
don't know.
It's just the wrong game for it.
Maybe,
That's all.
Maybe there's. I'm gonna get some character creation cast dice.
Hey,
yeah.
but you know what? I was using the wood dice you got me.
Oh no!
And not too great of luck there, too. I had 13, 13, 6, 11, 6, 13.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
you're
so
look, yours
close.
are double digits.
You broke the double digits.
Yeah.
That's
So I'm gonna get
fun.
out our specialty character creation cast dice. We're gonna try this again.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Oh, yeah. Always recommended if you roll a bad set, you got to switch the dice up. It's just, part of it.
Yeah,
is
no, those got put away over there. They can't.
put away.
They're on timeout.
I'm getting some fresh ones from the bag.
Oh,
of dice.
very nice,
Oh,
very
that's
nice. I have a
quite a
box
bag.
here with some of the spares that I keep.
I
6,
love the sound of
5s.
dice clattering.
This is our Patreon exclusive dice set that have a little C on it.
Very nice. I gotta make some custom dice. That would be fun.
All right, we're starting off pretty bad here with a 9.
Yeah, I got a 12.
If it's any consolation, character progression includes stat increases typically. So characters are going to be able to raise their stats over time in most
There
cases.
we go. I got a 14. So
Yes!
I
Oh.
guess this one we have to keep no matter what.
I know we have to keep this one too. I just got a constitution boost of 15.
Yes, that's very helpful.
All right, 11. I don't have to change my intelligence.
Well, my
So far, I'm
constitution is
better,
at a
almost-
9 now instead of a 6. So I guess that's something.
Wait a second. My wisdom is now a 5 instead of a 6. I went down.
Oh no.
8. Okay, so overall,
My
much
intelligence went
worse.
down to a 9.
Overall, much worse on everything except for Constitution, which went up to 15 from a 6.
So you'll be very
Everything else went
survivable.
down or stayed the same.
My
Oh
wisdom
no.
stayed the same. It's still at a 9.
Oh, it's so funny that Constitution of
is
all
not-
things.
Doing
I
this is
This is
So I'm going to be the tank, apparently.
ooh.
you might.
Ooh. Okay, well, my charisma
This
went
is
up
the
to
fun
7.
part. This is why, and I will
7.
say,
I have
the-
12, 14, 9, 9, 9, 7.
Wow.
you could be a good. So you have a 14 dexterity.
Yes.
That's-
I have
that's
strength
good.
and dexterity. Everything else is under 10.
Okay,
Wow.
that's okay. All you need is strength and dexterity, and then you can be a frontliner or a fighter
Yep.
fighter type.
Yep. I got
decent-
9, 10, 15, 11, 5, 8.
10, 15, 11, 5.
Yeah,
You could
that's
be-
still better than mine.
Yeah.
Wow.
You might want to make like a distance fighter of some sort or something.
I'll be, I'll be the guy with the shield and nothing else.
Yeah, there you go. The blocker. I didn't do spectacularly, but the average roll on 3d6 is 10, and so characters are expected to have only maybe one standout stat and certainly a few stinkers. Because it's just a part of the fun is having characters with deep flaws
Yeah.
and then a couple of high points.
I don't know if the average is 10. How did I roll that badly that many times?
Oh no.
I just that's not because obviously I rolled 12 times and 3 were above 10.
Oh, so you got a bad distribution. So the next time you roll, you're just going to roll all double digits because of math.
I guess
or
from now
probability.
on, only good rolls
Only
in this
Yes,
game that we're not playing.
exactly.
It's fine.
Okay.
That's why it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You know, the characters are made up and the points don't matter.
Exactly.
There we go. Yep. And so this is the part too that people hack most often is character rolling, like stat rolling.
Mhm.
Because people will do different dice methods, or you can rearrange your stats is a common one, which, you know, as a creator of the game, I'm here to say that's fine. You're not going to break anything if you want to move your high stat into a different spot. You know, if there's a character you have in mind that you want to play, do it. So
you heard it here,
long
folks.
as you
Kelsey
don't-
will not be breaking into your home
Uh-huh.
to ruin
not
your
this
game.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we have our stats rolled. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a choice of ancestry. So this is going to be like, are you an elf? Are you a dwarf? You know, we have the classic fantasy style ones. And the each being a specific ancestry imparts like some benefits to you. And so it kind of helps to choose one that might align with what kind of character you want to make, or just to be a total wild card. And you can even choose randomly if you want to. Randomness is a big part of Shadowdark, including character progression. So some people really enjoy.
There are 6 options here. So
There are 6 options. There are on purpose a die 6 option list.
see what happens.
I'm going to roll it. I'm just going to roll
I'm
it and
going to
count
roll it
up.
and see what happens. But I might.
Ryan's like, I reserve the right to.
Yes. To modify. I got dwarf. I'm doing a dwarf.
Nice.
All right. Well, I got half orc.
I also got half orc.
Oh.
Do you want to re-roll or should I re-roll?
I was between half orc and dwarf for my like constitution heavy, nothing else good character.
So you're going to be twinsies with someone.
Yeah, I might actually re-roll and see what happens here. I don't know. Because I've got strength and dexterity is like all I have. So, well, we're going to see what
I think
happens.
I'll go with
I got
dwarf.
a goblin.
Ooh, goblins are fun.
Are good.
Let's be the tiny crew. I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a tiny crew. I love it. We're already a great adventuring team.
2 dwarfs and a goblin.
Oh, I can't be surprised.
I like that movie.
Is this good sounding movie? So this is something we'll want to note is that as dwarves, we start with +2 hit points, which we haven't rolled yet. But when we do go to roll, we get to roll 2 times and choose the better result because we're dwarves. And dwarves do all kinds of things to increase their personal hardiness, like, you know, I don't know, hammering on things all day, every day, like making swords and stuff. So let's see what's next. We've chosen ancestries. And then the next thing is we're going to choose a class, which is our job, our specialty in the dungeon environment. And we have they're called the 4 core in Shadowdark RPG's core book. You have a fighter, you have a thief, a priest, which is a cleric type, a healer, and then you have a wizard. And they tend to pair well with specific stats. So, you know, because we are making sort of physical tanky style characters, I think we might do well as fighters or priests. However, you know, I don't know if being more dexterity focused, Amelia might benefit from being a thief, or a fighter who specializes in ranged weaponry is another thing you could do.
Or what if we made characters that were just really bad at things?
That would be fun.
Option.
I mean,
and random.
That
and I like
is
it.
fair. I do like that.
I'm gonna roll a d4.
There are literally
Go
roll
for it.
tables in here to do just that and to make a fully randomized character. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to do that too because it's fun.
Okay.
I do like that too.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, I think, you know, like a goblin wizard.
I rolled wizard, even though my intelligence is 6. So
I love it.
Nice.
Nobody said
I rolled priest,
nobody
even
said
though
good
my
at
wisdom
being
is
a
5.
wizard, so
yes, I love being bad at what we're doing.
all right. I rolled. What did I roll here? I rolled fighter.
Nice.
So
You got
yeah,
a good,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
you're
that's all right.
fine.
My strength is 12.
Yeah. And you can also be like a ranged fighter where you're shooting longbows and stuff. So that would be good.
Yeah, you get to choose strength or dexterity with stuff. So I'm getting ahead of myself there.
Yeah, well, that's very true. We do want to turn and look at our classes where we're going to be making a couple of selections in some cases. Like the fighter does need to choose if they want to be a strength focus or a dex focus. And so I will jump over to mine real quick. Wizards and spellcasters tend to know a few extra languages, so that and your ancestry are going to determine what languages you know.
Oh, I get to choose celestial, diabolic, or primordial for my extra language.
Ooh.
I just know common and goblin.
I get to know like 6 languages, so I'm going to just slap down a nice selection of ones that I know. Okay.
What one should I go with? Should I go celestial?
Yeah.
Are we the good guys, the bad guys, or the neutral guys?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel like my character is shaping up to be a bumbling good guy.
Are we bumbling good guys or chaotic?
I mean, we're certainly bumbling.
Yes, we could be both bumbling good guys or bad guys. Or neutral.
Or chaos. I do like the...
I mean, I like the idea. It was like, I don't know that we are necessarily smart enough to know how to do good, but we're just like, our heart's in the right place, you know?
We just follow our hearts. Does that make us neutral?
I think so.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to go with primordial as my language from priest.
Well,
that feels very neutral, right?
Yes. So being that the case, then I'm actually going to choose neutral for my alignment, which is a part of the character sheet you want to write in. And there's no good or evil like alignment access in this game. It's really like, do you align with destruction, creation, or sort of a blend, you know? And I think we roundly fit the blend.
Clumsiness.
Yes. Accidental behavior.
Yeah.
Alignment. It's
trying my best.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I'm gonna, in the talents and spells section too, that's where you'll want to note down what your character's features were. So for example, you know, as fighters, we're gonna, or as a fighter like Amelia would choose, you know, if they want their talent to be their, what is it, grit talent? I can remember what this is called in my own game.
Yeah, let's see here.
Grit is when you choose either strength or dexterity to focus on. So you'll want to note that down in the talents area. Priests, you're going to need to choose a deity, like a god to worship.
Oh, yeah.
And there are 7 that you could choose from.
Okay.
And they kind of align. You have to pick one that matches your alignment.
Sure. Let's see. That's on page 28. Ooh, and it's hyperlinked. Nice.
Yay.
Oh, gosh. Love a good accessible PDF.
Yeah.
Me too.
The god of feasts, mirth, and the wilds. Interesting.
Oh, yeah. And if I can answer the proverbial, this is something I get asked a lot. How do you pronounce the names of these gods? And I'm happy to tell you how I would pronounce it if you run into one you don't think you know how to say. But people can pronounce them however they want, though, in my opinion.
So for grit, do I pick one now and it's always strength or dexterity and I decide now which one it's going to be?
Correct. Yes, you choose at this point in your creation. Yeah. And you can, for example, be a ranged fighter, but choose strength as your specialty. And that means that you're like really good at kicking down doors or lifting portcullises up and things. So you don't have to have it match like what style of fighting you do necessarily. You can choose.
Yeah. I'm going to pick dexterity just because that's a better number. And I am going to power game this one thing because there's literally nothing else that I can power game right now.
That's right.
Given the stats that I've rolled.
Take
I
what
will
you
take
can.
my 114.
Yeah. I think I'm going to probably only have 2 shields as my weapons. Just for fun.
I love it.
I can do one thing and one thing only, and that's take damage.
Block things.
Okay, so I chose Geed? Geed?
It's Geed is how I
Good
would
day?
say it. Yeah. Geed. It's like good, but E. Geed.
Good. Geed. Geed is of note. Let's see here. The god of feasts, mirth, and the wilds. Geed is usually peaceful, but primal storms rage when her anger rises. Many elves and halflings worship her.
Cool.
I do like that.
Yeah. Awesome. So you're
I like
So I
that
can't
you pick
commit
many
blas-
elves and halflings worship her, and you're like, I'm a dwarf. I picked that one.
I'm a dwarf.
just an unconventional
Exactly.
dwarf. That he does what he wants. You know?
You do you.
I do.
I'm a
I do. I do what I want. I'm neutral, and that's fine. It sounds like a priest's deity can revoke the gift of spellcasting if the priest commits blasphemous acts.
True.
So I can't do anything I want if I want to keep my powers.
I think you'd have to be able to justify why Geed would accept your, like, the spell casting you're doing in her name, you know?
Yeah.
If it was to, like, murder wild animals, she might be like, hold on a second.
Yeah. I don't think I would be that chaotic at the
Yeah.
very least.
Doesn't seem to fit. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are we the Three Stooges of Shadowdark?
It
think
does
so.
feel that way at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. I
I'm
also
gonna-
rolled on my little table too, for the fighter talents.
Oh, nice. Yes, we each need to
yeah.
roll a talent, which is a random
Oh.
boon you get.
I do have to pick spells though, too.
That's a
Mm.
thing as well. Why don't? Yeah, I think
Two-
I would pick spells first and then roll your talent.
2 tier 1 spells. Okay. So I'm a priest.
Yes,
Cure wounds makes sense.
yes. And you already know turn undead automatically.
Yeah.
I'm taking magic missile.
Add your
Ooh.
constitution modifier if positive to your gear slots. Well, it is not positive, so
Uh-oh.
skip that.
Right,
That
that'll
doesn't
come
help
up
me.
later. Gear is important.
Oh, gosh, should I go all in and take Shield of Faith?
Ooh, that seems so fitting for you.
It adds 2 to my AC.
Yes.
I think that would be fun. I can't do damage or anything, but you know what? It's fine. I'm going to take Shield of Faith
Just blocking.
and
You're
Cure Wounds.
blocking and healing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Good for one thing and one thing only.
And that's
Although I am average intelligence of 11, so
Oh.
it's not all bad.
you're much more qualified to be a wizard than I am.
Uh-huh.
Now, one fun thing, which is totally an optional part of character creation, but that I included in here because I think it's a fun thing for people to see, is that as you go up in levels, you have a title that goes along with your class that also increases in magnificence as you go up in level.
Mm.
And, you know, people might want to create titles for their specific game worlds that sort of match the flavor of the game world better. For instance, if fighters are, you know, like laser toting gunslingers in your game, then you might not want to use these titles. But I found that players enjoy and have fun achieving these sort of flavorful things that don't really have a mechanical benefit, but it still implies progression.
Yeah.
So just generically speaking, you know, if we have a neutral priest at first level, your title is Seeker.
Oh, okay.
And what would I be if I'm a neutral wizard? It's Shaman.
Title Seeker. Perfect. Oh, I see. I have a place on my sheet for a deity. Let me go ahead and put that in there.
Ooh.
Excellent.
I think a first level fighter. And I don't know if, Amelia, did you choose neutral as your alignment?
I did.
Got it. So your title as a first level neutral fighter is warrior.
All right.
Ooh, very nice. So now I do see talents down here as well.
Yes. Is that on
Close.
your sheet for your class?
Yeah, I have priest talents, 2d6.
Yeah, so this is a fun part. So character progression in Shadowdark is randomized so that you can't min-max or power build, but you're still improving in the things on average that are important to your class. So you roll 2 6-sided dice at first level, you're going to get 1 talent. Roll your 2 6-sided dice, and whatever result you get is your benefit.
Oh,
Oh, I got a 9. That's pretty good.
I got a 5, which helps me 0. But that's okay. +1 to melee or ranged attacks.
Oh, okay. So maybe
That's
you're
what I
not
got for
as
mine,
bad.
too. But it will actually maybe help me. So
It's funny because you have a defensive character, but
That's why I'm not worried about it. I saw that I could have increased my strength or wisdom stat by 2.
Oh.
If I got 10 or higher.
Oh, yes. Depending on what you roll, sometimes there's slightly less likely things that can maybe be a bit more impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I am really bad. I just rolled for some hit points and I got 4.
Oh, that's right. We got to roll for hit points, right?
Yep.
We do. As dwarves, we roll with advantage, which is 2 times. You roll twice, take the better.
Do we add the Constitution modifier like in other games that use this?
Only at first level you do. You do.
Oh.
But only at first level, and then never again.
No. Oh, no.
And then dwarves...
So do I also roll with my Constitution modifier?
You would also add it. Is it negative for you?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Obviously. I only have 2 stats that are positive.
Oh, so you're starting off with some lower hit points.
3 hit points.
Yes. It's so exciting.
On my D8.
Oh,
wow.
no.
I rolled, so I had to roll a D6. So I rolled 2 D6. I got a 1 and a 6.
So you get the 6.
So I got the 6 plus 2 for my Constitution modifier.
Jeez.
So I'm up to 8.
Yep.
Plus 2 for being a dwarf.
So you have 10
now I've got
at first level.
10 HP at first level.
Yes.
3. I'm our fighter and I have 3.
I know, this is so funny. I love it. I love it.
That's the whole point. I block them and you stab them with arrows or something. I don't know. Whatever fighters do.
I rolled maximum.
My
for
dex
wizard.
is pretty good, so I'm like, I probably should use a ranged weapon, but we'll see.
Probably.
I haven't decided yet.
It's he'll stand in the way, and then
I'm
you
very
shoot.
much feeling like your older brother did this, so now you need to do it too. But
yes,
but I am not my older brother.
Call to action.
Yeah, like that.
Okay, so I am really pleased with how these characters are starting to kind of come out. We all rolled abysmally for our stats. So it's wonderful to see how competent these characters are going to be at their given roles. We've kind of turned Shadowdark into grim dark fantasy into a farcical comedy of errors. Which I am very much here for. I love my 2 shielded dwarf priest. It might actually be fun to play these characters that are only good at potentially one thing. But we get into finishing up our characters next episode. I know these character creation episodes this month are a little bit short, but that gets you to the next one that much faster. So I am really happy with how this series panned out, and the discussion for it is so good. So stick around for that. But before we let you go for the day, we do have our normal calls to action. First up, a reminder from the last couple of weeks. Lex Olden from the Gamewoven podcast here on the One Shot Network is still in need of your assistance. Every little bit will help, and you can easily get to that GoFundMe campaign by heading to helplex.charactercreationcast.com. That's HELPLEX.charactercreationcast.com. Also, the small game from Roleplay Retcon called Flops is still kickstarting for another week, so you still have time to get on that as well. And of course, Jef and Jon still have their sticker book. All of those links will be in the show notes. Finally, if you haven't had a chance to check out the Patreon or Discord yet, you are missing out. We have well over 19 stickers. Closely over 19 stickers. We're going to have a few more in the works soon, and we would love to send them all to you at the $10 level. some custom C3 dice, as well as personalized thank you cards at the $5 and up levels we have available, and bonus chit-chat episodes and more at the $1 and up level, and even bonus outtakes and other periodic information for our free patrons, including a future newsletter, which we are hopefully going to be planning sometime soon. You can check all of these out at patreon.com/charactercreationcast, or just join the discussion and the latest show announcements on our Discord at discord.charactercreationcast.com. And just a quick reminder, physical rewards may be slightly delayed due to Amelia's time constraints lately, but we do promise that they will be on the way as soon as she has some free time again. So stay tuned. In addition to all of that, we do like to thank our current patrons every episode. Your support truly helps out a great deal, so let's do that right now. Lieutenant DJG, aka Tigranosaurus, and Eric Bonds, we are so grateful to all of you. Thank you. Daryl Holiday II, Shadim Cabal, and the Shyest Barbarian, thanks for making this all possible. Benjamin Sweeney, Rob Fletcher, and Kevin Brown, you all rock. Thank you. Tentacle Duck, John Adamus, and A3 Sketchpad, our deepest thanks. Cole McCallum, Carlos Salazar, and Eric S., thanks for helping us make this show. Ian Potmeyer, Liam G., and Brian Colm, you all rock as well. Thank you. Garden GM, Tanglefoot, and Blue Kryptonite, thanks for believing in us. Danny, Nicole Trainer, and Liam Murray, thanks. We appreciate your support as well. Kenning, Brian Kurtz, and Mark E. Fair, thank you. Drew Owen, Oz, and James McGinley, thanks for supporting our dreams. And finally, Sean Metcalf, we can't thank you enough, but we'll keep on trying anyways. And thank you to all of our future patrons. We are one step closer to that financial stability with the show. Our current Patreon doesn't quite cover our operating costs every month between the podcast costs and the Patreon rewards. Just one more campaign level patron or 2 side quest patrons, or arguably 10 of the base level patrons, the $1 patrons, will certainly get us there for now. But if you are able to chip in even a little bit, or even just sign up for the free tier to get exclusive updates, that would mean the world to us. And we'd love to thank you in the calls to action. Our community is full of some really welcoming people, and the patrons have been a huge part of making it a wonderful and safe place. So check it out at patreon.com/charactercreationcast and help us out. And on the horizon sometime soon, some more bonus content is going to be in the works as my free time opens up dramatically after this next week. That's all we have for today's episode. Join us here next week, where we'll be finishing up our Shadowdark character creation with designer Kelsey Dionne. Until then, take care everyone, stay safe, drink some water, and keep making those amazing people. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us for part 2 of this character creation series. We'll be back in part 3, picking up right where we left off.
Character Creation Cast is a production of the One Shot Podcast Network and can be found online at www.charactercreationcast.com. Head to the website to get more information on our hosts, this show, and even our press kit. Character Creation Cast can also be found on Twitter and Blue Sky at CreationCast, or on our Discord server at discord.charactercreationcast.com. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Bolter, and I can be found on Twitter and Blue Sky at Lord Neptune or online at lordneptune.com. Our other host, Amelia Antrim, can be found on Twitter and Blue Sky at Ginger Reckoning. Music for this episode is used with a Creative Commons license or with permission from the podcast they originated from. Further information can be found within the show notes. Our main theme music is Hero Remix by Steve Combs and is used with a Creative Commons license. This podcast is owned by us under Creative Commons. This episode was edited by Ryan Bolter. Further information for the game systems used and today's guests can also be found in the show notes. If you'd like to support our show, find us on Patreon. Get access to bonus episodes, exclusive merch, and much more at patreon.com/charactercreationcast. Thanks for joining us. And remember, we find that the best part of any role-playing game is character creation. So go out there and create some amazing people. We'll see you next time.